Nicky man, Nicky man. Nicky, Nicky, Nicky man. Naked man, go away. Naked man, go away. Bad things happen. Hello, you wee Willie. A note from editing. Before we start, something I need to put out there. Amnesia has willies. This is YouTube. I am not going to take any chances. Because as we all know, YouTube plus bands is like a fucking gun with a hair trigger, wielded by someone with frequent muscle spasms, that has no real sense of direction, and dodgy eyesight, and is easily startled by any form of noise. So to ensure that nothing happens to me, I have made this little fella there. Ah, look at him. So whenever you see his lovely visage, note that beneath this beautiful boy resides a somber sausage. And with that, let us get on with it.
Don't forget, some things mustn't be forgotten. The shadow hunting me. I must hurry. My name is Daniel. I live in London at Mayfair. What have I done? This is crazy. Don't forget. Don't forget. I must stop him. Focus. My name is I am Daniel.
Waking up and coming out of that 10-year-old slumber. Hello and welcome to the proper version of this playthrough of Amnesia. I'm going to be talking a lot over this part because we've already seen this, haven't we? Yes, we have. And I'm more mumbling. Why is this game... Okay, this game gets framey and I don't know why. Good God, it's Amnesia. It's a 10-year-old game. Why is it framey? Alright, so... Context. Big on my tinderbox. That whole first thing, that was just me doing, the little funny thing there, because... Oh god, it's just... Okay, basically the idea being, Amnesia, that game's 10 years old. So let's kind of take the piss at how... Like, this... Amnesia is a unique game. We're talking about, let's set up it first. Okay, why am I playing Amnesia 10 years late, as I was saying before? Is because I'm drunk. And because... I've never finished it. I have owned this game for years and never finished it. I have 2 hours on the clock, but that is with frequent restarts. Take that. There's nothing in here Tinder related, I'm pretty sure. And I always wanted to finish it because, if you weren't aware, there's a sequel. Yeah. And it should be coming out at the end of the month this is going up, which is August. And it's given the rather confusing title of Amnesia Rebirth. Which wasn't at all confusing people and thinking that, oh, so you're doing a remaster or remake of the first Amnesia, are you? Which, I'll be honest, is the first thing I thought of as well. Because like, it's been 10 years since Amnesia. Like, think of what they've done since then. They've made, Soma. They made Soma. And then that's about it until we go. What the hell? Okay, excuse me 1 second. Nero! You cretin, you fucking sit down. Right. Dogs. Dogs that apparently feel the need to rub their faces around every surface in the bloody house. So, yes. New Amnesia. But you know what, I should probably finish this one. And what better way to do it than doing the cliched YouTube thing of playing Amnesia for people to watch. 10 years late to the party. Ooh. And that's the reason why I did that whole thing in the first part with boy, that was a pain to record. Not because it was challenging, but just because I felt... Recording at 720p. Recording on a terrible mic. If you're all curious what the mic was, I could get such beautiful quality. It is the SOCOM mic, and by that I mean it is the microphone that came bundled with the original SOCOM on the PlayStation 2. I still own that. It is knackered. When I say it's knackered, I mean it has fallen apart. There's no tinder. Well, no, there's tinder over here. It's Reds too. And it's just what does recording Let's Play sound like for someone that is one like 10 years ago, where it's starting to come into fashion? Like, what was the contract for them? It says, well, they're not going to know what to say, and so I didn't know what to say to not say. The fact there's lines I had to cut because, oh, that's too much energy. Right. We're catching up where we left off. So the reason I also just wanted to actually record Amnesia here, one, obviously play it, because new one coming out, and thought, that'd be fun to do with the new Amnesia coming out. Also, is a historical thing. Amnesia, was that, oh, how would I describe it? You know what, let's just, we didn't get the full note here before, so we'll just sit through this.
19th of August, 1839. I wish I could ask how much you remember. I don't know if there will be anything left after I consume this drink. Don't be afraid, Daniel. I can't tell you why.
Mr. Eddas, don't be a Daniel.
I choose to forget. Try to find comfort and strength in that fact. There is a purpose. You are my final effort to put things right. God willing, the name Alexander of Brandenburg still invokes bitter anger in you. If not, this will sound horrible.
It really does.
To the inner sanctum. Find Alexander and kill him. His body is old and weak, and yours, young and strong. He will be no match for you. One last thing. A shadow is following you. It's a living nightmare, breaking down reality. I have tried everything, and there is no way to fight back. You need to escape it as long as you can.
You need to stay in the darkness, so you don't see your shadow, because apparently Daniel doesn't understand shadows.
Alexander waits and murder him. Your former self, Daniel.
I love the change in tone. You must go murder the old man. Kill him in his sleep. Smother him. Gut him. Yours kindly, Daniel. Okay, what did we get from that? It was the oil, no key or anything. Oh wait, no, that's right. If I remember correctly, no, not you, not you. Maybe not. For some reason I thought there was a secret passage. Oh wait, no, here we go. Aha! Lovely. Ah, there it is. So, as I was saying, Amnesia had this kind of thing where it kind of kickstarted a lot of, say, modern Let's Play, say. In the sense that I feel like it brought a lot of people to it because, oh, spooky game, let me record myself and playing it. Like, I feel like I saw a lot of Amnesia Let's Plays and so on. Like, more so than any other game.
Alexander, is it inside the castle?
In a manner of speaking. Come, bring the lamp. You've been to the refinery, have you not?
I don't believe I have. Is it connected to the... what did you call it?
The inner sanctum. My most precious chamber, Daniel. And it lies well beyond the refinery. In fact, it lies beneath the very stone of Brandenburg.
He makes the trip and turns out it's just his toilet. But anyways, yes, because it's like weirdly prominent. And so I thought, yeah, you know, that was part of the reason too for the whole thing at the start. Okay, I swear to God. Okay, and I'm not going to edit for this second. I'm going to have to kick this dog out of the rib. He's running around, rubbing himself on everything. Walls, beds, you name it, he rubbing. Now he's licking his feet. You know what? Excuse me, again, for the last time. Dog, where are you? Is your name Alexander, perhaps? Right. I love him, but he's a dick. Also, notice I'm weirdly giddy as well, which is not the mood that you normally would approach Amnesia with. I'm not quite... Oh yeah. The weird flesh web. Ugh. Okay, but how about I try to go through this big hole here, which I say if you kind of crouch down, you'll slay. You could... You could get through there. I can't remember if that actually hurts you now if you touch it. I think it may. Right. Well. It's Amnesia. Can't remember when the first enemy comes into play. So, right, how far I got before? Like I said, 2 hours, but that was a made up of sitting on menus, sitting in the corner, crying, and so on, and also restarting the game. The walls are screaming at me again. I don't like that. Don't know why it went red. Alright. The lack of chimney to properly vent the fumes from my most recent experiments has taken its toll on many of my less stable ingredients in storage. Some seem unaffected, but many are stained by the fumes and will be difficult to salvage. I shall do what I can to move them to the wine cellar. Oh, good. So basically, hey, there's nothing here for you. Go into the cellar. Ow. My eyes.
There should be more coop racks. Let me see. And one part aquaforce.
This is my third attempt to produce artificial vitae. The former compounds lack the potency I need, but I sense him close. Calamine and orpiment are given, and the cupride binds them well. This time I will attempt aqua regia instead of aqua fortis, and hope that it will produce a more even solution. The experiment was unsuccessful. The solution is highly acid and acidic. It's highly acid and proves impractical to put to any use except as a detergent. Well, there's something at least. Organic tissue reacts especially violently to the solution. And should be handled with the greatest care. I might be able to use the recipe, but I am losing hope that I will find an alchemic solution to my predicament. I'm actually trying to think how much this I remember. This was the demo, so I actually remember this, but the first enemy... Okay, I partially remember something and I'm trying to forget it. Why? Because I think it breaks the game. Yeah, that's just not well now. So what I actually didn't... to say. So, what I did... Archives, nope. I want to go to the wine cellar. Yeah, okay, this went two ways. Yup. So I'll keep cutting myself off. This is a great commentary. As with the series in October, I can't bring myself to say it with a straight face, where I played the horror games. What? Oh, bollocks. You know what? Before I say it, and so I don't look like a hypocrite, edit. Okay. I found a lot of things. There's a lot of tinder boxes, some oil. Completely irrelevant, because... You remember when I said, oh, it's like it went up and downstairs where I was there. Yeah, for some reason I didn't think about the fact that, you know, I didn't fucking go up here. I started down the fucking bottom floor. Fucking idiot. Yep. So, as I was going to say, as like I did in October, there will be no edits because it's a horror game, and for horror games to work, they require their pacing. The hell is that? So there will be no editing to disrupt that, to give the game its due, unless it gets dire. Dire? I mean, that's what happened right there now, where I spent near like 5 minutes looking around for a key that wasn't in any of the fucking rooms available to me, or rather that I thought it was in. That will get edited. Oh. Oh. Oh dear. But you need to find an oil potion. Also known as a bottle of oil. Stupid thing. I picked up a few. Alright, there's one. Yeah, sure, that works. Okay, it's a weird thing here. Even though... Like, there's no reason for me not to fill this up. But I don't want to. Even though this is only used for this. Oh, I can't do it. Now I'm scared that I put this in and it's going to fill up actually more than... Nope. It's just untouched. I need to utilize my tinderboxes more, which I have 13. So during that rummage, I remembered the drawers were a thing, which is good to remember. Also, I probably included the part of the save point. Oh, trying to calm myself down to get into the right headspace to play this, which is not rambling like a coherent out, and actually try to pay attention to the game.
16th of May, 1839. The unflinching African sun has continued to plague our expedition, making it impossible to dig until dusk. How Professor Herbert managed to find the location in these vast plains of nothingness remains a mystery to me. When I asked him about the tomb again, he told me about the legend of Tin Hanan, the mother of us all. An interesting story in its own right, but I can't help feeling there's more. Later that evening, we uncovered a passage beneath the dunes leading to a sand-covered stone structure. The professor was confident it was the tomb we sought and ordered the others to clear the way late into the dark, cold night. Tomorrow, I shall lead the men into the ancient structure, hoping to reach the burial chamber. No matter what the professor is keeping from me, the dig should yield something interesting to take back to London and the British Museum.
Is it all weird, even though this is before, I'm assuming, and before anything that happened? Daniel still sounds like a dick. Oh, no. go back to the whole stupid thing that I made before, it was weird trying to do that because I could not remember what YouTube was in 2010. Like, I couldn't think of, wait, were people still recording? Like, there was a time where it's just, captured. Yeah, I would freak out about that as well, it just blew up on the way up. Like, capture gear was not prevalent at all. People just would film the screen. And I couldn't figure out, was that still happening in 2010? And also, it was on PC, so you wouldn't actually need the capture gear. Was fraps a thing? Etc. Wait, what was the resolution? What was the bitrate like? Probably weird questions they had that I had never thought of in regards to YouTube in some time. I think I was preparing this to bust out the camera and now monitor, thinking, well, how prevalent was widescreen? It's a weirdly interesting thing to think about. At least to me. So interesting to me is utter tedium to anybody else, I would imagine. Yeah, that's where I was. I went through the door there and I looped us round back to here. So we look outside. Inscrutable. Fantastic. Leave there. And is there anything video left? Because way back when, YouTube had this two-tiered account system. Where it was, if you're this account, you only can make videos of a certain length. If you're in this one, you can do more than that. And once it's like a regular user, a director account or something like that. And I didn't know if that was still a thing in 2010, so I was trying to think, oh, what's the video time limit? And I had a quick check, and it's the, alright, 10 to 15 minutes. That's about what I remember. And including remember in regards to the timer. But then I asked my brother, and he said, no, that was way ages ago. What's the weird thing about that account system? They didn't do checks or anything. It was just, hey, are you going to be using YouTube to make a video or just to watch? Instead, I chose the one to make videos even though I did not make videos within YouTube. Okay, that's not true. I put on one. It's deleted now because I wanted to clean inventory.
May,
what?
1839. My hands tremble as I write. I feel a need to document my tribulation, for I fear that my memory will fail me if I linger. Today, I took some men and ventured into the dark, ancient passage we uncovered. Our torches burned faintly in the murky air as we slowly made our way underground. The men were superstitious and fearful. They argued loudly, and I felt their strange language getting to me. I mustered my strength and yelled at them to continue down the slopes and broken steps. The crudely carved passage confused me. It looked much older than the 4th century structure we had expected. The twisting path emerged into a great antechamber. The walls were lined with statues unlike any I'd ever seen. Despite their unearthly quality, I felt a strange familiarity toward them, which haunts me still. At the far end of the chamber, a great slab of stone sealed off whatever lay ahead. I gave the order to raise it, and as I pushed through the narrow space, the heavy stone suddenly dropped, sealing me inside. I was trapped.
I bet it was those filthy bastards not speaking the English. Oh, I can't trust them. Oh.
Much of the castle is old and hasn't been tended to for centuries. When the shadow arrives, it won't take long until things start falling apart.
We're just buying time anyway. Let's do what we can.
There isn't much to be done about the wars. We should reinforce weak structures. The ground will tremble and there's a risk everything will cave in on us, especially downstairs. Here, and there. Let's get the servants working on it.
There's a risk. Especially the downstairs. Especially the downstairs. Oh. Oh, that's a predicament. Ah yes, that's right, this weird hole. Physics! Ah! Boy, that was really... Are you sure you couldn't have done that by hand?
You have to be swift when you activate the first one. You hear that? If it stops, you'll have to start over.
Isn't all this a bit excessive?
Yes.
You can never be too careful, Daniel.
As we all know, all manner of switches and assortment of other doodads will assuredly stop entity known as the Shadow. If that doesn't sound like something that's going to be halted by some clever puzzles, then frankly, I don't know what would. Local folklore. We hear our way. Allstadt and Brandenburg Castle 1801. That was a way to read that. Another region rich with lore is Altstadt, deep within the East Prussian woods. For centuries there have been stories surrounding the hamlet and its neighbour, Castle Brandenburg. The quiet forest-clad mountains dressed with scattered lakes is as picturesque as can be, albeit the area is haunted by the dark. What? Ask any local and you will hear proof of the widespread superstition. All travellers should indulge themselves in such conversations, since it will certainly serve as exciting entertainment. All of them have their own twists on the tales, but there are some motifs that keep reappearing. Where does voice come from? The Gatherers, we could be here all day. This story reaches all the way back to the time of the 30 Years' War. It is said that soldiers who abandoned their duty got lost in the cold dark woods and were forever damned to roam the grounds. Their bodies rot by their tainted souls have left them disfigured and empty of essence. Many have cited them over the years and described them as horrid revenants. They move silently through the woods, shying away from any beholder. They are called gatherers as they seem to follow some ambition to steal living creatures. It is their prey which can be heard struggling inside damp burlap sacks dragged behind them, which reveal their presence. What dark scheme do they follow? God, this is going to last fucking eternity. I might just cut all this. Visit undone. Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa, the well-known erudite, visited Adstadt at the start of the 16th century. He resided in the local inn for a fortnight as he too looked for remnants of the kingdom's past. During his stay, all the prominent members of society paid notice that he mentioned the many records of the time. One day he went to investigate a burrow in northwestern Glasgow and he'd never seen again. Heinrich is known as the passed away from the noble 17 years later. He dismissed the notion of ever visiting Alcester, which makes me wonder what really happened. Who was ever a mysterious man who visited the sleepy hamlet in the woods and what happened to him? The immortal Baron, good God. The Baron of Brandenburg lives in the inclusive life with the family of his castle nearby Alcester. Like most things of noble birth, rumours are inherited alongside with the title. Sure, that's not the person that we're talking about, Alistair, your man. Research in the history reveals a little before his castle was consumed by the fire in the late 16th century. It was rebuilt by Alexander. Oh, it's Alexander, not Alistair. A nobleman from the Rhinelands claimed that role as protector of the Prussian state. Alexander helped the region to flourish and remain popular throughout the presumed lifetime. The family has always been secretive when it comes to the lineage and heritage. Before the birth and death of Alexander and his offspring has never really been fully recorded. This is fed the idea that the Baron is in fact the one that's in from the west 300 years ago, lived through the time of the occupation and joined the back evil way of the leaders, the country leader. What? Right, so basically, weird shit be going down. Alexander, maybe immortal. You know, I love the whole gribby-grabby, the very tactile nature of fictional games, but sometimes they can be a wee bit clunky. Like that. Ooh. Oh, this wasn't an exit. Key though. Aha. Oh god. Regarding closing of the wine cellar, that was short. Wilhelm and his fools have endangered my research long enough with their absent-minded handling of the human vessels. The sheriff is keeping a watchful eye on the forest and is killing my trusty servants. It's just a matter of time until they follow the trail to Brennenburg. I need to lock Wilhelm and his men up to avoid further investigation from the public. The wine cellar will therefore be sealed off until the matter has been handled. Either the king's men leave or they will starve. Whatever comes first, they can rot for all I care. I've got a bad feeling about this. Maybe I will feed them some wine. It will, in a sense, solve both of my problems. That's where the first thing's going to be. It's going to be in the cellar. Alright. Oh, that's not good. Bust you out time being. Where are we here? That's the what won't budge. That's the studium. Alright. Got a weird little tingle on my head there. Ow, 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 ow. Thank you too. Goofy asshole.